What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Charlie,
I'm Joe.
and it's been an eventful week ever since we've last uploaded. We've had the Euros final, mixed emotions during that game. We've had transfers that have been done and dusted, that are in the works and could happen, and we've also had the Loki finale. And Joe and I have watched Black Widow last night, and we'll give our reaction to that. But we'll start with
Yes.
the Euros. Um, Thoughts on the game and your
Um,
mindset through the game?
I mean, obviously we're very upset that we lost. I think we both thought if we went to pens we would lose. But anyway, thoughts on the game. I thought we were alright for like the first half an hour, 35 minutes. After that, we dropped off and just didn't apply any pressure. We let them run at us, and we, they got the goal that they deserved, and it went to extra time, it went to penalties, and yeah, I think it was written in the stars that we were going to lose after it went into extra time. I think Italy were the better side for the majority of the game, and I just don't know if we were up for it really. But it is a step in the right direction. Excuse me, the step in the right direction. It's
Mm-hmm.
one step better than we did in the World Cup. We got the semi-finals of the World Cup last time out. We got the final of the Euros, which means next year we're going to win the World Cup. You've heard it here first.
In Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. Nice Christmas present. That would be great.
Mhm.
That'd be a great Christmas
It'd be
present.
glorious, wouldn't it? To the whole nation that
Exactly.
cares about football.
Exactly. But yeah, Italy deserved the win. Shout out to Pickford though for those penalty saves. He did well. Um, I think also I would say Luke Shaw had a decent game. I know he scored obviously, which helps, but
Yeah, he had a good game.
yeah, I think our star performer throughout has been Pickford and uh, Sterling, although he didn't really do well in this final game. I think the players that should have stood up, like Kane and Sterling, who were on form, they weren't great.
Kane came into his form, but I think he needed service, and when he started playing Grealish more, that's when Kane kind of got more service, and he came, he started turning up to games. But it's just players like Kane, you just need to give him service, really. Like, if he gets one or two chances in the game, then he's not really warmed up, is he? But it's just the way he plays in it at the end of the day.
Mm. Yeah, and maybe he'll get a transfer.
Mm.
Maybe it was the fact that he was undecided on his future at Tottenham. Maybe that's what was clouding it, but I don't know. But I think also like the team, in terms of like the team we put out, not that it's bad or anything, but there's just not that many winners in there, if you know what I mean. Like we have Sterling, we have Walker, Trippier's won the league title, but apart from that, the rest of the team were like, and Stones and John Stones, but the rest of the team were like they were unexperienced in a game as big as this, and I think
Mm.
we lacked that experience, and that's why when it came to Italy, that their defence is just impenetrable. Really, we were lucky to score in the first 2 minutes, really,
Mm.
and not lucky, but it would take a lot more to take on the Italian defence. But yeah, I think we just lacked that bit of experience in a big game, and overall that cost us in the end. Especially with the penalties when we had a couple of youngsters take them. Not it's not that I don't believe in them. It's just that I know that there's a couple of players in the team that could have taken a penalty before them. Like I felt like
Mm.
I would have, like, nothing against Saka, but I would have been more confident if it was not Pickford, Sterling or Grealish.
Mm.
Because I know they've had a bit more experience than Saka. Um, but yeah, it was unfortunate for Saka and Rashford and Sancho
Mm.
to miss all
Don't
theirs.
know, they didn't really get too much game time, did they?
No, well, all three of them came on. Rashford and
And
Sancho
missed.
came on literally just for the penalties,
Yeah, well,
You
throughout
know,
the whole tournament, they didn't really get any
no,
game
Rashford
time.
Rashford got barely any game time, didn't he? You know, he.
Next to none.
Hmm. Um, and I think we should address this as well. The racial abuse that those
Mm.
three players got.
It's
It
disgusting.
is disgusting. It's out of order. I remember when they missed, I was just like, I know what people are going to be like this, you know, and I knew that there was going to be some form of abuse towards them, um, and unfortunately, it's the worst kind. And you know, it is out of order. It shouldn't be happening. It's particularly in this day and age, you know. And I just, and also like, there's some people, like that are coming out and saying it's bad, and then, you know, a few weeks ago they were, saying that it's fine for fans to boo the players for taking the knee. But you know, sure, now you step up and, you know, start trying to fight racism, twats.
Mm.
Tyrone Mings called them out. I don't need to call them out. But yeah, it's disgusting. I think we have talked about something like this previously in an episode. Because I think when Thierry Henry said that he was leaving social media, it was for racial abuse, and we kind of went into detail about it then. But you know, more needs to be done. You know, and I know Boris Johnson came out and was like, you know, we'll start, you know, fining the social media sites if they don't do anything about it. It's very difficult to regulate like millions and millions of comments on something, because, you know, you're having to analyze every single one, and then you have to take it down, and then you have to, you know, take down the account. Like, it's easier said than done, you know. And I'm sure there is like a you know, like a software where you can, you know, when you're about to send a tweet or a comment or something, you know, there's a computer that reads it and, you know, says,
They were saying about putting details in, didn't they, or something?
yeah, it was like, yeah, I can't remember what it was. Was it like ID verification? I can't remember, but
Yeah, something like that. Where you have to put
um,
your deets in,
mm,
so you know they know who you are legit. If you're trying
yeah,
to make like a spam, a
yeah,
fake account, and try
yeah,
and be racist to make
mhm,
stupid comments, like they
yeah,
just know who you are.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just horrible, man. And like, but especially like what we've had over the past year or two with it, I'd hope that people would have learnt by now that it's just disgusting and it's just wrong, and you shouldn't be doing it, no matter who it is. And like, you know, it's not like they're targeting random people. Like, it's a 19-year-old kid, you know, who's just stepped in for a massive thing. There's so much pressure on him. You know, I'm not surprised that he missed, to be honest with you. You know, if he scored, he's got a lot of confidence, that kid, and fair play to him. But you know, he missed, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, at that time I was like, oh, for God's sake, that's so annoying. But that's about it. You know, it's not like I'm now gonna just go on my Instagram and start commenting all these stupid racial slurs and everything. It's just
Mm.
out of order. It's just out of order. And you know, I think those people need to take a good long look at themselves and understand that, you know, you're the reason why, you know, that's what's wrong with the world. Those types of
Mm.
people. But yeah, I don't want to go too far into it, because it's
Yeah.
you know, we're not, you know, we're not experts at it. You know, we're only two people that understand it, but we know one thing for certain: it's disgusting and it shouldn't be happening. That's the only thing we know. Anything you'd like to add, Charlie?
Yeah, it looks like things are seriously getting done now, and obviously, I think Boris came out, didn't he, and said something about getting heavy fines for things like racial abuse and things like that. And if platforms don't do anything about it, then they'll get heavy fines like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all that lot. So it's good to see a lot of things being getting done, and it's been taken to like high levels of power in terms of the government. And so, yeah, hopefully it all gets. Obviously, there will always be racism. We'll never fully get rid of it. It's just minimising it to as little as
Yeah,
possible and bringing up the next generation, so they're not all
yeah,
saying racist shit and all things like that. So hopefully this is going. It looks like it's going in the right way, but obviously, you think of Saka and Sancho and Rashford, and obviously you see two white people take the first penalty, and then you see three black people, and they all miss, and you're just like, your first thing that comes into your head, you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, like as soon as Rashford missed, I was like, oh no, I know the abuse he's gonna get. Like and that's what's so sad about it. Like I like in this day and age, in 2021, I'm sat there and going, I know that he's gonna get racially abused just because he missed a spot kick, you know. And it's just horrible.
So you go and have the guts to do that. Then you go and stand up in front of the world and go in one of, if not his biggest moment in his career.
Yeah.
To go and take a spot kick and have the balls to take it. There's literally a clip of Southgate going around to Saka, Sancho, and Rashford going, "Do you want to take? Do you want to take a pen?
Yeah,
And they go, "Yep, sure, I'm coming to take it."
Yeah.
Like Messi misses penalties. He missed the penalty a few years ago that cost him the Copa America. Like people miss penalties. Obviously, he's won the Copa America this year, but like. It doesn't take away the fact Ronaldo, everyone misses penalties. Mbappe, Zlatan, Ibra, fucking Ronaldo, Messi, everyone misses penalties, and some of them more significant than others, but shit happens. It's a flip of a coin. You pick your spot and you take it. If it's a good pen, it's a good pen. Obviously, you can blab on about saying like they pay 200k a week, you can't afford to miss that and this, that, and the other, but you go and fucking do it then. You go and have the balls to do that. You'll probably miss the whole blinking ball or won't even walk up, you pussy.
Exactly,
like, it's just. Yes, it's shit. Yes, we've lost, but you don't go and say shit like that. You just say, unlucky, you did the country proud. We didn't expect you to get to the final before the whole tournament started. Like, Southgate's done well. I doubt Southgate, but he's done well. Yes, you could say bottle it in the final, and yes, you have your ups and downs, and yes, you have your personal opinions, but at the end of the day, it was a great tournament. Loved it. Brought the whole country together, and it was absolutely amazing, and we go again in the World Cup, because there's got to be, in the final, there's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser. Unfortunately, we were the loser, but next year, we go again. Yes, it's in Christmas, because obviously in Qatar, and obviously it's just about money, but shit happens. And we go into the World Cup halfway through the season after next December. I think it starts November or December. I can't remember, but
it's like late in the year,
and then it'll finish towards Christmas. And if we can bring it football home, then we can. But also, I'll be supporting the boys no matter what colour or race they are, or religion. Like, I'll be supporting the boys, and all that matters is they're wearing an England shirt, and I'll be supporting them and chanting for them and singing for them, and I'll have a great time watching the football and watching football come home next December.
Exactly. Another thing as well, quickly, because there were some fans that were like at the stadium trying to get in without a ticket as well. Like they are.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Yeah, it's again like, just don't do it. Like, why are you doing it? And then also
Dad got injured, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just horrible. And also like,
ribs and all that.
And it's also potentially cost us the 2030 World Cup. Is it World Cup? Yeah, World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, why? What? Like seriously, like why have you done this? And it you know, it's just some stupid people again. Just like, you know, you can watch it on TV. Like, come on, like it's not the end of the world if you don't get a ticket. You can watch it on TV. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's coming home next year. It's fine. It's coming home next year.
100%.
Right. Shall we move on to? Oh no, wait. We want to talk some transfers, don't we, as well?
Yeah.
So, did we talk about? Did the Sancho deal happen in the last episode?
Well, it's been going on for the past fucking 2 years.
That is true. That's true. But it's confirmed anyway. We won't talk about it too much because we talked about it.
We just wait. He's finished his medical, and we're just waiting for United to officially announce that he's a United player. You know, send him all the United shirt and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then United are also in for Varane, which they're waiting for Real Madrid to say, yep, you can have him, or offer Varane a new deal. But Varane wants to play in the Premier League. He's come on, admitted that he's ready to accept United. So, and 50 million looks like the price that they both could agree on. So it looks like Varane is 85% done. Just needs to have the go ahead from Real Madrid, really, because Varane doesn't want to stay, and Real Madrid want to keep him. But if a player's not happy, then they usually end up letting him go, unless you're Lionel Messi.
That's happened.
What else?
PSG. PSG. They've done a few signings. Ramos on a free. Donnarumma on a free. Hakimi for like, was it 70 million or something like that?
Donnarumma on a free is ridiculous, isn't it? That's such a good keeper. Well, he's like there for 15 years now.
Yeah, because he's still like 22, isn't he? Like he's ridiculously young. Like but I
And he's
swear
a giant.
like
He's a great keeper.
I swear like PSG have got like 8 or 9 first team goalkeepers now. It's ridiculous. they've got him, Navas, Areola, Sergio Rico, and then like a load of other ones. Like they've just got so many. But I think Areola, is potentially going to West Ham on loan.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with Navas now, because he's too good to be a second choice keeper. I mean, he's 33, 34, but he's still world class.
Well, it was the same problem at Real Madrid, wasn't it, when they brought in Courtois?
It's just messed up, isn't it, really? PSG, they've got money, so they can do whatever they want, can't they? So they're going to try and win the Champions League every year, aren't they now? So.
It's not like you can't, like you're not going to pass up on Donnarumma on free. Like, come on now. Apart from that, I don't think has there been any like significant transfers. Don't think so. I know like we're in for Saul, and I know Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, we're going to potentially do a swap deal. I think that's broken down.
So Ryan Bertrand go to Leicester?
He did, yes. Oh yeah, Leicester have done a couple bit of business, haven't they? They signed Daka, the striker from Salzburg. They signed the midfielder from Lille, Sumara. That's definitely not right.
Also, Nuno's the new Spurs manager. We haven't talked about that.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about that appointment? Do you think that's a good appointment by Spurs? Since they've taken.
I think it's a good appointment from Spurs. I think he'll do well for them, but unfortunately, they're going to obviously work with Harry Kane, see if where his head's at. Obviously, his sights are when he wants to leave and go to a City, United, whatever. But he's probably if it's going to be a club, it will be City most likely. But it's just because City want Grealish and Kane. It's going to cost them about 250 million. 200, around over 200 million just to secure both, and it's whether they've got the funds for it. Yeah, Pep came out and said all that shit, but you're not going to trust Pep, are you? Chat so much crap.
But not when they've only got one striker. Like, come on now.
Yeah, so I think City want to sign a striker, and Kane was their priority until Jack Grealish came into the situation. I think Jack Grealish is the much easier player to sign out of the two, and he's cheaper, and obviously Jack Grealish plays for Aston Villa, but I think Jack Grealish is the same thing. Like the thing that kind of weighs it up a little bit is Kane wants to leave more than Jack, but Jack plays for a crapper club, so it's kind of weighs up. But I think they both would like a top end move. Not saying Spurs ain't top end, but let's be real, they ain't one for cool. So I think if Kane wants to have an unbelievable career that he's dreaming of, then like club level wise, not internationally. And he has to move this summer, in my opinion. Otherwise, it'll just be too late. He'll be 28, turning 29 next year, and he'll have his prime years. He'll have about 2-3 years left in his prime years, and it'll be done. So he has to move this summer, and he has to try and force that move to City this summer as best he can. But he's only got about 3 weeks left, 4 weeks, so he's gonna have to really kick this on. So he's to get back from his little trip away, wherever he's gone with his missus or whatever, or his mates, and go to Daniel Levy and say, "Let me the fuck leave." So it'll probably cost City about 100 million with a couple of players, or 150 million or something like that. And then if they want to really break the bank on Jack Grealish, they can do that, or wait till next year and sign him. But I think City will sign Kane for a ridiculous price, and Grealish will stay at Aston Villa, and then they'll try and go for him next summer. But Sterling is on the transfer list. Pep's put Sterling on the transfer list, and a couple others, maybe Jesus or something. But Jesus may be used in the Kane deal. But we'll see what goes on. That deal is all messed up, really. It's just like Kane wants to leave. Daniel Levy doesn't want to sell him. Nuno says Kane's now satisfied with Nuno's anticipations. But let's be honest, you're playing in what's it called? Europa Conference League or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Europa Conference League. Yeah.
So it's fucking like you can't have Harry Kane, one of the world's best strikers, playing in a fucking Conference League. So,
hey, but you may win it. You may win the trophy.
I mean, if they don't win it, then that really is fucking embarrassing. But yeah. So now, obviously, Jose was robbed of being sacked, but I think that obviously you got Spurs to Carabao Cup final, and I think the reason why they sacked him before the final is because I think there was a clause in the contract. I was talking to one of my mates, and there was a clause in the contract that he would get more money if he won them silverware. And behold, he was in a final, could have won the silverware against City, and then they sacked him, so he wouldn't win the silverware. So I think that's why they did it then. Otherwise, why not want you just keep him for the final? He got you there. He deserved to coach the team, even if he was told you're getting sacked no matter if you've won the final lot because of how shit you've done in the league, then he still would have played it, and that's another silver on his belt and his archive, and that's Spurs' first trophy in God knows how long.
Exactly, yeah.
So they obviously went in there, they lost it. City won comfortably, and there you go. But then now he's a Roma manager, and Roma aren't mucking about in the transfer window. They want to sign a few players. They signed Olivier Giroud from Chelsea.
No.
Oh no, he went to AC Milan. Sorry, he went to AC Milan.
I was about to
And
say.
yeah, I don't know why I was thinking of Roma. No, so yeah, Giroud went to AC Milan, and then Jose's gone to Roma, and I think who did they sign?
They signed Patricio from Wolves.
Yeah, they signed Patricia from Wolves. They want to look at. I think I was looking the other day. They want to sign a couple more players. I can't remember who they were, but yeah, at least he's reunited with.
Xhaka as well.
Does Mkhitaryan still play for them?
Yeah, Mkhitaryan, Logan
he's
Paul.
reunited with the old Mkhitaryan, the old Mickey.
Chris Smalling.
Yeah, fucking hell.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
What?
I said Logan Paul for some reason. Okay. Anyway.
Oh God.
Sorry, Chris Smalling, yeah. They're linked with Xhaka as well. Xhaka's been linked with them for ages now. That's going to be the new Sancho deal, isn't it? But yeah, quickly going back to Kane, I think he'll go to City if he's going to move. He'll go to City. I don't think City need Jack Grealish. That to me is just like a stupid deal that doesn't need to happen. And I think Grealish will actually sign a new contract with Aston Villa. If anything, but yeah, not too many big transfers at the moment. But we're hoping that as the transfer window slowly, well, we've still got like a month, haven't we? So yeah, so hopefully there'll be some tasty deals happening. Hopefully the Varane deal will go through, and yeah, just hopefully many more big transfers will happen. Liverpool sign a midfielder and forward, for God's sake. Anyway, that's just my cry for, can we just do something in the transfer window, please? What about Portsmouth, Charlie? What are they doing in the transfer window? They sign anyone?
Sign in shitty freebies and get rid of the whole bloody original team, and we're not getting above mid-table next season. That's what's happening.
Sounds good. Okay.
A shit season.
Yeah. I feel sorry for you. Right. Anyway, shall we move on from football and move on to the LOKI finale? Now, I also made notes on the penultimate episode as well, but I forgot that Charlie went on holiday last week, so we weren't able to record last week. Plus, I was also ill, so I probably wouldn't have been able to record anyway. But the finale of LOKI, episode 6, for all time, always. Your thoughts, Charlie, on the series as a whole? Let's start with that. Overall, the series. What were your thoughts?
Series as a whole, I think, was a solid, engaging story, and I was surprised with a few things like the trailer. Kind of when I read, watch the trailer for.
I'd say when you read the trailer, yeah.
For LOKI, I mean, slapped in the subtitles, but I kind of thought, oh, okay, here we go. And I was, the bit on the plane, like, we had he cut his hair and all that. I think, oh shit, it's going to be some adventure thing, but I was like, no, that's not what it was at all.
What's his name? What's the name? There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. Because it's the famous dude. Like, he asked for money and DB Cooper. There we go. But yeah, I agree. I think that would. Yeah, I think that would be a bit bigger. Yeah, I agree. Similarly as well, I thought President LOKI. I thought that would be something a bit bigger, but ended up. Were you surprised as well that it was a different LOKI?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised, but I felt like as the series progressed, I was like, when it got to episode 4, I was like, it wouldn't make sense now for it to be the LOKI that we know, because I think it would just either that or just been rushed into it. But yeah, again, I was a bit disappointed with that. I felt like they could have done a bit more with that, but it ended up just being this random LOKI that got his hand bit off by Alligator LOKI. Hey ho. But
But
anyway,
yeah, I did
sorry.
love the series as a whole. I enjoyed it very much. I liked Mobius's character. I liked who was the one who just turned on them? One who what do you call it when they vanish them? What was the phrase?
Pruned. What?
Um,
What are you on about?
no, like vanished them, evaporated them, and sent them to that
Yeah, they pruned
uh,
them.
prune them. Yeah, prune. But I don't know if you said prune or not. But I thought you said groom. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, Groot. Yeah, they Grooted them.
um, no, groom, groom.
Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, when they pruned them, and I thought she was stuck pruned. I was like, what the fuck's going on? You little mix.
Oh, Renslayer. You mean Renslayer?
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but yeah, I liked her character. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Mobius again in another. I think they want to do Loki season two, and you can see them doing a Loki season two just because it doesn't. They haven't like
They are
led it
doing.
on
They
to
are.
like a
They are.
film.
They are.
So
They are. Did you not
and I,
see? Did you not see the post-credit scene at the end of this episode where it said Loki will return in season 2?
saw a credit scene, but I don't remember seeing that. I think I might have turned it off. But
You idiot! You turned it off before you even checked to see if there was a post-credit scene. What kind of Marvel fan are you?
no, like, no, was that the only post credit scene, or was there another?
Yes, that was
Was
it.
there a credit?
That was it.
There wasn't another credit scene.
No, that was it.
Oh, I think I started watching the credits, and I know, I did. I flicked through it. You know, when you just on Disney Plus, you just like scan through it. I flicked through it to the credits, and see if there was like a bit where just a bit of imagery came up, but nothing came up. So I assumed there was no credit scene, so I just turned it off.
Wow.
But yeah. So okay, season two then. That's good. I don't know when that's coming out, unless you do.
Well, it hasn't even started production yet, so they will.
Okay,
They're like it.
2023 or some
It'll.
shit.
Yeah. It may. There's a chance it may come out before Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But yeah, it will be. It won't be for the next year and a half, I'd say, until we get something from it. But yeah, overall, I think the series, I really enjoyed it. In my opinion, the best one out of the 3 that we've had so far. I thought the visuals were great. I thought the soundtrack and the theme music was brilliant as well. The cast was great as well. They all gelled well together. I think they played their parts really well. Even if it was just the one episode, like Richard E. Grant, I thought he was great. I don't know the actor's name, but the person who played Kid Loki, I thought he was good as well. But yeah, everyone just did a great job with their characters and making them their own. I thought it was really well done. And I think everything was kind of built up all right. Like, I think even though we had in the 3rd episode, which everyone obviously is saying wasn't great and everything, I agree it was the weakest episode out of the 6, but I didn't mind it too much because we got to find out more about these characters and whatnot. Yeah, so let's just go through the episode. I've got a load of notes here as well, and I've got 2 pages of notes here. But let's start with the intro where they had all the voices and whatnot. They started off with the Captain America music right at the end of Avengers Endgame when Captain America danced with Peggy, and then they had all these like random voices across the MCU films. Did you hear the cameo from Greta Thunberg? She was in it.
I did not see her in that.
Well, no, her voice was in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like right at the start. They were doing like voices over the years of like the proper history, and they did like Neil Armstrong on the moon, and then Greta Thunberg saying "How dare they?"
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Do you not know?
What the hell? Siri's just turned on. Okay, that's awkward. Anyway, but Miss Minutes, she had a bit of a bigger part to play. I think it was pretty obvious that she was obviously created by Can, obviously, and she was working with him. Spoilers, damn it. Anyway, but she obviously offers them the chance to, go back in the timeline and for them to have what they want. So Loki having the throne, winning against the Avengers, and then Sylvie having her life and being happy and everything. Would you have taken that, Charlie, if you had the option to, beat the Avengers in New York? Would you take that?
No.
You're smart. You're a smart man.
Just no.
Yeah. And then there was the big reveal of who was behind it all, which was obviously, well, they didn't specifically say it was Kang, but He Who Remains. Obviously Jonathan Majors, obviously playing Kang, the Conqueror in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp film. What were your thoughts on his performance and his portrayal of the character, overall, Charlie?
I think he portrayed it well, so you can imagine other variants of him being funny, evil, and this and that. I think you could imagine that, and obviously what we've seen with the end, fucking gonna be an evil prick. But I liked his character. I think they went down comedy route a fair bit, didn't they? But yeah, I liked his character, and from what we've seen now, it's going to be a bit messed up the timeline. So looking forward to see how that plays out, and if it will link to Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, or just be its own thing in the Loki series.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that a bit in a minute, about how it could link to future MCU films.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought his performance was great. And like you said, him showing kind of like the more funnier side of Kang. It kind of makes you wonder how his performance of him being evil and sinister and everything like that. I'm sure he'll be a really good addition to the MCU. And I'm looking very forward to seeing what it's like. But the Kang that we see now is obviously the original, I guess, who was a scientist in the 31st century. And apparently that in the comics, that is Nathaniel Richards, who is actually a descendant of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. So, hey, maybe in Fantastic Four, you never know. Maybe we'll get Kang again. Who knows? But yeah, they pretty much just showed how this timeline came to be. He discovered the multiverse. There were a load of him who were like being peaceful. They would trade and trade technology and everything. They would complement each other. And then there was others variants of him which weren't so nice and tried to dominate the multiverse, which ended with him, the original Kang, finding Eliath, who obviously was that big smoky monster in episode 5, and creating the sacred timeline, and then obviously the TVA as well, to try and keep the order and everything like that. Obviously Sylvie and Loki weren't in agreement with each other in terms of what could happen. It was either essentially Loki and Sylvie take over, or they kill him and just create the multiverse. Loki. Loki. I've just put a note, and it's literally just 2 words that says Loki's right, because Sylvie did a dumb, and she killed him. Because not Loki, she killed Kang. But yeah, I know another question as well about that, Charlie. Do you think Sylvie killing Kang was worse than Star-Lord hitting Thanos when they tried to take the Infinity Gauntlet off him?
Sylvie killing Kang was worse than what?
Then Star-Lord hit...
right, okay.
Then the Star-Lord incident in Infinity
War.
No.
No, I think it had a bigger effect. Like obviously, do with the whole multiverse and this and that has obviously had a greater effect. But just the moment, just I felt like emotionally,
You just
you
felt
just so you were so
you just
invested in like Star-Lord, just don't fucking do it.
yeah, yeah,
But compared to this moment, you were just like, oh, okay,
yeah.
she made it
But
very evident like she was
but
gonna kill her, gonna
yeah,
kill him. But with Star-Lord, you were just like, oh shit, he's actually gonna like fuck things up now.
yeah. But we knew that it was all going to be fine and dandy to an extent afterwards. With Sylvie, we don't know. There could be or hundreds and thousands of cans about to come kill us all. We don't know. Um, and probably the most controversial scene. Not that the Sylvie scene killing Can wasn't controversial, but the Loki Sylvie kiss, Charlie. Uh,
Mm.
uh,
Incest?
well, is it incest? Is it incest? They're technically they're
It's
technically
debate. It's
it,
sticky ones still.
they say it's self-cessed because
Mm.
it's Loki loving himself, but I guess that's all right because it's only yourself. If that makes sense. So I don't know, but yeah, did you find it weird? Like, I mean, they were
I felt
building.
like it was inevitable. It was always they were
Yeah,
building it up.
yeah. I was about to say they were building it up,
But
weren't they?
so like if it just happened out of the blue, then yeah. But because they were building it up, like they were taking piss with it sometimes. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
But the amount of times just like they've got a blanket around them, you're gonna do it. No, no,
No,
no,
no,
we'll
no,
hold
no.
it back.
You're
Wait
teasing
till the
me.
next fucking
You're
episode.
teasing me. You're teasing me. No, okay. They've done it. Yeah. I think that makes the betrayal scene of Sylvie. I guess it's not really a betrayal, but like she pushes Loki back to the TVA, or what we think is the TVA, or what is the TVA. But yeah,
All a load of bollocks.
it makes that scene a bit more meaningful, I guess. Not that I'm trying to support the fact that you should make out with yourself, but hey ho. But I guess a lot of people make out with themselves. You got to love yourself. If in order to, you got to love yourself, Charlie.
Stick one on the arm.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, like I said, Loki thinks he's in his TVA with his Mobius and his Hunter B-15, but turns out that may not be the case. He may be in an alternate universe. As we found out towards the end that Mobius had no idea who he was, and also at the end we had the reveal of like the Can statue, which it seems to be like an alternate universe where people know that Can is in charge, and he is, he created it, and he's kind of like just the leader of everything.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And also, quick question as well: Do you think Sylvie knew that she was sending him to an alternate universe, or do you think it was just like it's the TVA? I know that I'm sending you to the TVA.
It was TVA, didn't she? Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, like we said, post-credit scene. Obviously, Loki Series 2 is going to be happening. What do you think? Do you think they'll leave it? Or sorry, do you think they'll start where they left off, or do you think there'll be a bit of a time jump in between?
I think it'll be a little bit of a time jump, but they'll explain what's happened in the jump.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But we'll talk about what this means for the future of the MCU, in particular, Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man No Way Home. Obviously, there weren't any specific connections to them, but apparently there are reports that Loki may appear in Doctor Strange 2, whether that be just warning Doctor Strange about Can.
Don't do it.
Or
Don't fucking do it.
Or He Who Remains. Also, I love the memes that came out of it, of this episode, where it's like Doctor Strange seeing Loki just create the multiverse, just like, for fuck's sake, man. But I am disappointed, Charlie, in one thing about this series.
What's that?
We didn't get to see Mobius on a jet ski.
I thought we would.
I thought
Maybe next series.
they better. I feel like it was one of those things where maybe they'll put it in there just as a thing, but they didn't expect the fans to be this big on it, and so maybe hopefully next season we'll see him on a jet ski. But I'm assuming in season 2 we'll get some of the original cast, like obviously Loki, Sylvie, Mobius, Renslayer. Oh, actually, I just remember about Renslayer. Actually, we'll come back to her in a second. But yeah, we'll just have to. I feel like I don't. If Loki doesn't appear in Doctor Strange 2, I don't think there'll be a time jump. I think it'll go straight into, or like it would pretty much pick up from where we left off. But going back to Renslayer, because there was that bit with Renslayer and Mobius, when Mobius came back, obviously, and was like, "I'm back. Well, what's up? You bloody pruned me, you prick." And we found out about her life on Earth, because we saw that when Hunter B-15 was getting hunted, we saw Renslayer's origin as a teacher back in 2018. Her real name apparently is Rebecca as well, because there's a certificate in the background behind her desk which says Rebecca. But yeah, it was pretty much proving to everyone, like, none of this is real. We are all variants. We are we're all variants from the timeline, that they took away. But also we saw her go somewhere. Where do you think she's gone, Charlie?
No idea, mate.
Well, she said
another timeline.
Well, she says she said that she's in search of free will. So I think she's gone to try and find Can. Because there was that whole, when they were having that big debate about, like, you betrayed me, no, you betrayed me, blah, 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 blah. She was talking about how, like, the only person that has free will is who's behind it. And there must be a reason for that. And then I'm assuming that when she says in search of free will, the free will bit implies Can. So whether that will be a different version of Can, whether that be the original Can, whether that be a younger version of Can, we'll have to wait and see. We'll probably get answers in the next series. But in the comics, though, Renslayer does have a relationship with Can, so they're probably maybe building on that. Who knows? But I want to talk about some missing scenes or deleted scenes as well. So I think the big one that I want to talk about is that Can was only meant to be apparently a post-credit scene.
Might have switched out. Is that a reliable source though, Joe?
Well, I saw it on a YouTube video yesterday, so.
Oh well. Maybe someone's opinion.
No. But I think they were like they are one that reports like good information. So, but apparently Can was only meant to be a post-credit scene, and that the scene of Loki and Sylvie with Miss Minutes, like at the entry of the building, apparently that was meant to be much longer, and it was meant to have like not flashbacks, but like what's the word? What is the word? I don't know. But like they were meant to show off like Loki as the King of Asgard, as we saw in the trailer with Loki, like when he was King of Asgard. It was meant to show off stuff like that. So maybe it was going to be showing off him being the Avengers in New York, and then him becoming the King of Asgard, etc. And then also apparently there was meant to be a scene as well where Loki and Sylvie were going to come up against these like they're not the exact thing, but like they were meant to come up against MCU heroes, is what I've put. But like they're not like their actual character. You know, like the the thing that can use to show off the like the origin of the multiverse and everything. You know, when he flicked that little goo thing. I think it was meant to be something like that, and it was meant to be them fighting that goo thing in the mold of MCU heroes. I guess I don't really know.
Yeah.
And then also the scene between Renslayer and Mobius, that was meant to be a bit longer. And I think as well we're meant to have a couple of flashbacks of Renslayer as well, and like, you know, we kind of got a brief like origin of Renslayer and where she came from, but I guess they were maybe building on that a bit more as well. I've just hit my mic, my apologies. As well. But yeah, I overall I think Loki's the best series yet, and I'm looking very forward to season 2 and what they do with it. Do you think we'll also see Kang appear in a film or TV series before Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or do you think that's his next appearance in the MCU?
Oh, with the quantum realm, anything can happen. But yeah, I do think we might make an appearance.
I think if it was, I think it would only be like a post-credit scene or a cameo or something in maybe like Doctor Strange 2, most likely. But yeah, overall, very good Loki. And yeah, looking very forward to season 2. What's your favourite series though, Charlie? Yet out of the 3, because I know you said Falcon and Winter Soldier last time. Are you?
I still think Falcon Winter Soldier, but Loki's second, but it is close. Yeah, I did like, just because I'm more of an action person, but I do like it.
Yeah, I think I like Loki more because of it's like that cosmic, the more cosmic sci-fi type thing that I like about Marvel. That's what I kind of enjoy more about Marvel. Not that I don't enjoy like the action. I think that's also great, but this is what I enjoy a lot of. But yeah, let's move on to another MCU product in Black Widow. Charlie and I watched it last night. Obviously, it's the first solo film that Scarlett Johansson's done, and her last, because you know we all know what happened with Black Widow. But yeah, your thoughts on the film, Charlie, on Black Widow?
Yeah, I thought it was really enjoyable. Like, I saw a few comments after the film, and people were saying that it like, what's her sister's name called again?
Yelena.
Yeah, whatever it was, Yelena, I think something like that. She carried the film, but I'm not against that. Not against the statement. Like, I feel like she definitely had some moments. Like, she was very funny. I liked her Russian accent, and obviously Red Guardian was quite funny as well. And
there we go. Yelena.
And yeah, I love their character, and obviously post credit scene. We'll talk about that in a minute. And all around great film. I really enjoyed it. It's up there. We had our rankings, didn't we? We ranked all the Marvel films all the way up to Far From Home. I think I can't remember what the rankings were, but it's definitely up there. It won't be like a god tier one, but yeah, it's up there. It's a solid film. Really enjoyed it. They had the action scenes, obviously. For what was it, 2 hour 14 minutes film or something like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Wait.
Yeah, it is exactly 2 hours 14 minutes. Have you got this up on your phone?
No, I don't. It's on my life. I just thought. I think I just rang a bell when I looked up the tickets to book it. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've just looked up the cast as well, and apparently Robert Downey Jr. is in it. Don't worry.
Bollocks. But to be fair,
But
there were some rumours that he was going to be in it or make an appearance, so that's probably why
yeah,
someone's just slapped him in there to take the piss. Like there's so many like things on Google where they think they're in it, but they're not.
yeah, that's
But
true.
yeah, overall I really enjoyed the film. I liked the character. I liked Bert 365. He was in it, but
Yeah. I can't believe we managed to get into a film like this. That's bloody ridiculous, man.
yeah.
If
He was a bit of a weak villain in my opinion. That's my doubt about the film, just because to be fair, you got to figure out like they can't really make a new big villain in this film because she's now killed off and only her sister, her stepsister, um,
what's up?
went to her grave. Like her fake parents didn't, did they? So
Well, yeah, but we don't know where they are. Like
yeah,
we'll
we
talk
may
about
get some sort of maybe they're in Hawkeye. I don't know, but Benson shit now.
I don't think I don't think the parents will be Hawkeye. I think Yelena will, but I think I agree. I do think her performance was very strong. I thought like some of the jokes were very good as well, like the about the superhero pose and like you said, I think David Harbour's the Red Guardian was very funny and very good. Um, Also, do you think he actually fought Captain America? Or do you
Well, I
think
think you what?
do you think he actually fought Captain America, or do you think that was just a load of
I
bollocks?
think it's just bollocks.
I think it's bollocks, but I don't know. But maybe it's like that thing of like he's just so adamant about it. Maybe it is true. But then again, the guy made a good point of like he was in the ice during that time, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe he just pulled him out of the ice just for that one time, and then just beat him up and then put him back in the ice. Who knows? But yeah, I thought it was a very solid film. I thought it was a good telling of not necessarily. Well, I guess it is technically our origin story, Black Widow, but it was a different way of telling it because obviously it was like in not really present day, but in more of the. It's not like her origin. It was just like you know what I mean. But no, yeah, I thought some of the action was quite good. I'm a bit on the fence about Taskmaster, because oh yeah, we should say spoilers by the way, because I think the reveal of who Taskmaster was, being her daughter, I thought that was quite good, because I didn't actually expect that, but I just felt like we could have got a bit more out of it. I don't know about you, Charlie, but yeah, but that's just me being a bit picky, I guess. But no, yeah, I agree. I thought it was a very solid film, and yeah, hopefully we get to see them return in some way, shape, or form. Again, like I said, I think only Yelena's makes most sense to come into the Hawkeye series, but I don't know where we would see the Red Guardian return. If it wouldn't really make much sense realistically. But you never know. You never know with Marvel. You never know. Anything else you'd like to add, Charlie? I'm trying to think about anything else in the film.
To be fair, I went into the film thinking it's going to be an okay film, but I actually was surprised how well like they done with like some Marvel films in the past. They've tried to be funny within it. It wasn't funny like Captain Marvel. Like they tried adding comedy and it didn't quite work.
Shots
But
fired.
with Black Widow, I think they've done it to a T, like the comedy and like I maybe would have liked a little bit more action, but I was still satisfied with what we got. So overall, I just think it was a really solid film.
Hmm. There was actually a point I was about to make as well, and I can't remember it now. Oh yeah. Just quickly talk about the post-credit scene because I know we've kind of pretty much said it, but Yelena went to Natasha's grave, and then there was Valentina, Gay Allegri Fontaine, whatever her name is, who obviously appeared in Falcon and Winter Soldier. This was actually meant to be her first appearance, because obviously Black Widow was meant to come out before the Falcon and Winter Soldier, so this was meant to be the first time we actually saw this character. But obviously it wasn't. But she kind of hands over her new assignment, which is to try and kill Hawkeye, who she says is the person responsible for Natasha's death, which of course we all know isn't necessarily true, because they both were trying to play the game of I should die, no, I should die, and ended up just that Natasha won that game. But yeah,
another thing I was going to say is people were disappointed with who Taskmaster was. Being the daughter.
I don't mind that. I quite like that.
I don't mind. I think it made sense with the story. But I think people were just thinking, he's got a shield. He's going to be like the evil version of Captain America. But no, that's John Walker.
But the idea behind Taskmaster is that he's or she is somebody that. Yeah. I rectified my mistake, Charlie. Don't worry. Is that she can she has like the I don't know what it's called, photographic memory. So like she can learn how all the heroes work. Obviously not like maybe Thor or somebody, because like he's the god of thunder. Like you can't really control thunder, can you? But she can learn how Captain America works with a shield and how Black Widow fights and stuff like that. So she can. It doesn't surprise me too much about the surprise. It surprised me because I didn't expect it, but I'm not surprised. I'm not annoyed by it. I thought the reveal was fine, and I'm happy with that. It's not going to affect me in any way, shape, or form. It won't make any difference in my eyes who it is. But yeah, maybe. And it seems like they haven't confirmed it, but I don't know if they have or not. But they pretty much are doing the Thunderbolts. Maybe the Young Avengers as well. But they're building together.
Building a squad.
Yeah, they're building the Thunderbolts. Obviously, will have Yelena. It will have John Walker. So now we just need a crappy version of Iron Man, a crappy version of Thor, a crappy version of Hulk, and a crappy version of Hawkeye. Which will probably would it be
Ironheart?
Would Kate Bishop? No, surely not. No, surely not Kate Bishop. It'll probably be more of the Young Avengers. But yeah, overall, Black Widow, decent, very decent indeed. Now we just have to wait until August for What If. You excited for that, Charlie? 10 episodes, I believe.
I actually invested into it after they, showed
well, it is meant to
clip.
be. It is meant to be the. Well, yeah, there was the trailer. We haven't talked about the trailer.
It doesn't affect anything. It's just like a little.
Well, the multiverse. The multiverse apparently is meant to be in it. So.
I don't know. It's kind of a bit like what they're doing with Rebels.
In the trailer, we did see Captain Carter, with
Captain
the what? No, it's Captain Carter. She literally says it's Captain Carter.
Yeah, well, they have Captain Britain in it.
No, yeah, it's Captain Britain, but she's called Captain Carter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but there is a quick clip where it's Captain Carter with, I don't know if it's like the dark version of Doctor Strange. I'm not too sure. So, unless they're in the same universe, clearly is the multiverse in play, which will be interesting to see. But yeah, seems to be a lot of things. It seems to be when Killmonger and Tony Stark work together. Obviously, T'Challa becomes Star-Lord. This is actually Chadwick Boseman's final epic performance. I think just in general, because he recorded the lines before his death. So this is the last we'll hear of Chadwick Boseman in a film or TV show or anything. 2020 sucked, man. But yeah, I'm looking really forward to it. It'll be interesting to see zombies as well. We're going to see zombie Tony Stark again. But yeah, very looking forward to it. August 11th, put it in the diary. I think that's a Wednesday again, as well. I think that is Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday, 11th of August. Make sure to put it in your diary, Charlie. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But for the next few weeks, it's we're gonna struggle with content. There's not much. So, any ideas, Charlie, what we could do for the next couple of weeks?
Don't really know.
Yeah.
Just hype up what if.
Yeah, just yeah.
Talk about transfers, really.
Yeah, transfers maybe. Could potentially do some tier lists if we can find any, or something like that. Maybe another Marvel quiz or something. You never know. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. The channel's in the mud anyway. It doesn't really matter. But
the channel is in there. Well, it's got to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere.
Well, yeah,
Careside
but
started from 0
to be
subscribers.
To be fair, we were being consistent, and then we just stopped for a couple of weeks, and then we came back, and then we stopped for another couple of weeks, and we're back. So we need to try and be consistent again. But it's very difficult when there's nothing to do, when there's nothing to talk about. Yikes. But yeah, anything you like to add, Charlie?
It's been a good episode.
Yeah. To be fair, this has been a solid episode because we've actually had a lot of stuff to talk about, which is quite good. But yeah, we're gonna have like 10-minute podcasts for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy, leave a like on the episode, subscribe down below as well, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next episode is live. I've been Joe.
I've been Charlie.
Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
In a bit.